the fire kiss, done like truth, breathe like mist. I carry lifetimes in these hips and prayers inside my wrist. They said I'm too much, too wild, too free, but baby, I was never meant to be. Quiet, tame, contained, I am so untamed. Ooh, 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 ooh,
What is meant for you
I am
is already in
so
motion.
work
Let's
slowly.
see where it leads.
Magic in my skin,
Your soul
healing
already
while you
knows.
hold me.
The cards are just catching
Say
you
my
up.
name, feel the shift begin. Alicia Yeti, I'm so work within. So
Welcome to
work
the space where
within.
worlds become portals
I
and
read
the
stars with my
soul.
fingertips. Found
I'm
heaven
Alicia
in the curve
Dion,
of my lips.
and
My
this
voice,
is
spell you
Soul
can't
Work.
forget. I bloom
Let's
in
begin.
shadows, no regret. I rise in rhythm, flow, and truth. I turn my wounds to holy proof. You knew me once, but now you see I am divine, unfolding free. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
This is where spirit speaks and you finally listen. Y'all know it's your girl, Alicia Dion, and this is Soul Work. We've talked about what soul work is. We've talked about the first steps of beginning your journey. But tonight, we go deeper. Because the truth is, you cannot do soul work without facing your shadow. And your shadow is not your enemy. No, not at all. It's your teacher. So we're working on shadow work today. Shadow work is
Soul
the
work is the
practice of turning
practice
toward the
of
parts of
turning
yourself
inward.
you've buried.
It's the
I
discipline of being
like to
honest with
bury
yourself,
things alive.
brutally
That is my
honest, but
coping
also tender.
mechanism, and it
You have
has
to be
been for
tender with
as
yourself.
long
You
as
have
I
to
can
hold
remember.
grace for yourself
But
because you hold
shadow
yourself
work is
to a
also the
higher
things you
standard than
deny,
anyone else,
the
which can
wounds you
cause
don't
you to
want
be
to talk
much harder
about
on yourself
and admit
than
that
you
they
need
still
to be.
hurt, the habits you'd rather pretend that are not there.
Soul work
The shadow is the voice that says, I'm not
is
good
when you
enough.
sit down in
Ooh, have I
silence and
been
you
there
listen,
before?
not to
It's
the
the
opinions
anger
of
you
others,
push down until it
not to the distractions of the
explodes.
world, but
That's
to
another
what
one for me as
whispers
well.
within.
And it's
It's
the
like
shame
looking
that lingers
into a mirror of your
long
life and
after the
asking,
world forgot.
what here is truth
But
and
here's the
what here is
truth,
performance?
your shadow holds
It
power.
is the practice
When
of
you
healing
face
what
it,
has been
you don't
broken,
just heal,
of
you
remembering what
transform.
was forgotten,
So, all of
or
those
becoming
ugly
who you
things
were
that you don't
always
like
meant to
about
be.
yourself, or when
Now,
someone
let me give you
triggers
a
your
picture,
emotion
okay?
and you
Think about your
respond, like we get to
soul as
clean
a
up
garden.
all of
If
those
you ignore
things
it,
and
weeds creep in,
transform
the
ourselves
soil
into a
dries
better
up,
person.
the flowers never
Shadow
bloom.
work is the
But if
practice
you
of turning
tend to
toward the
it
parts of
with
yourself
water,
you've
with
buried.
care,
I
with
like to
light,
bury things
suddenly
alive.
life
It
bursts
is my
forth.
coping
This
mechanism,
is what
and it
soul
has
work
been for as
is,
long as I
the
can remember.
tending of your
But
inner garden.
shadow
It
work
can
is
look like
also the
crying
things you
until your body
deny,
shakes
the
and then you
wounds you don't
realize you're
want to
still
talk
here.
about
It
and
can look
admit
like
that they
pulling
still
tarot cards
hurt,
and asking
the
spirit to
habits you'd
hold a
rather
mirror.
pretend
It can look
that
like
are not
sitting under the
there.
moon and saying,
The shadow is
I'm
the
ready
voice
to
that
release
says,
what
I'm
no
not
longer
good enough.
serves me.
Ooh,
And
have
let
I
me
been there
pause
before?
here because your
It's the
journaling
anger you
is one
push
of the
down
most
until it
powerful tools for soul work.
explodes. That's
I
another one for
journal
me
a
as
lot
well.
myself.
And it's the
And
shame
this is
that
definitely a
lingers
practice that I
long
would
after
recommend
the world
anybody do is
forgot.
to journal.
But
Because if you
here's the
can't
truth,
trust your feelings with
your
people or your
shadow
thoughts,
holds
it's
power.
best to journal
When
them.
you
You
face
can
it,
use the
you
note
don't just
function on
heal,
your phone.
you
You can
transform.
text message
So, all
yourself.
of those
You can
ugly
even use
things
the
that you
voice
don't
note
like about
feature
yourself, or
that you have on your
when
phone. So
someone
you can
triggers
record it
your
or
emotion
blog it with a
and you
video camera.
respond,
There's
like we
a
get to
lot of
clean up
options that
all
you
of
have.
those things and transform ourselves
When you
into a better
write,
person.
you're not just recording
Shadow work
words,
is the practice
you
of
are
turning toward the
captivating
parts of
whispers from your
yourself
soul.
you've
Sometimes
buried.
it shows up in a
I
dream you
like
barely
to bury
remember.
things
Sometimes
alive.
it's just
It
this
is my
random
coping
thought
mechanism,
that
and it
drifts in
has
while
been
you're
for as
washing
long as
dishes.
I can remember.
Sometimes it's a
But
phrase that doesn't
shadow
even
work is
make
also the
sense in
things you
that moment,
deny,
but
the
later you
wounds you
realize it
don't
was a
want to talk
breadcrumb
about
on your
and
path.
admit that they still
Journaling
hurt,
gives you a
the
map,
habits you'd
a
rather
way to look back
pretend
and trace your
that are
journey,
not there.
to see how
The
your
shadow is the
spirit
voice
has
that
been
says,
speaking to
I'm not
you
good
all
enough.
along. And the
Ooh, have I been
beauty
there before?
is, you don't need to be
It's the
perfect.
anger you
You
push
don't need
down until
perfect
it
handwriting or the right
explodes.
words. You
That's
just
another
need
one for me as
honesty.
well.
Your
And it's
journal
the
becomes
shame
your
that
witness,
lingers
the safe
long
space
after the
where
world
your
forgot.
soul can lead its
But
trail.
here's the truth. Your shadow holds. I know you're probably asking, why does it matter? I'm not doing that. I am not rehashing the past. I am not reliving my trauma. Yes, I hear you. But when you ignore your shadow, you keep repeating cycles, the same continuous cycle. You attract the same type of relationships. You sabotage your own success. You live small beneath the unhealed parts of you are still in control. Yes, the unhealed parts of you are still in control. But when you dare to face it, you reclaim your power. You realize the shadow was never here to destroy you. It was here to show you what you needed. The shadow becomes the doorway to freedom. And that's why shadow work is not optional. It's essential. And shadow work is the same thing you're going to continuously do as long as you're here on this earth. A lot of people say, roll it over on God, give it to God, give it to the Most High, ask Most High to take it from you. But in order for you to even ask for Most High to take it from you, you have to accept the fact that there is something in you that needs to be changed. So remember in the last episode we was talking about journaling and how good it can be for you and that I do it and I enjoy it and there's different ways to journal. Well, shadow work is also done by journaling. Um, Shadow work doesn't mean fixing yourself. I want to get that out there, okay? It means being brave enough to look, okay? So there's nothing wrong with you. You're already complete, you're already whole. But there are things that are within you that you see that you want to change. Or you say something like, Lord, I want more patience. Lord, help me be patient. Lord, I just I just need to learn how to manage my money better. Like all of that plays into shadow work. If you don't like the way shadow work sounds, then name it something you want. Instead of calling it a butterfly, call it a moth. Instead of calling it a rose, call it, I don't know, a porcupine. You take a pick. And I know a porcupine is an animal. I know. It's just, I was being, just name it what you want to name it, what you're comfortable naming it. Regardless of what you name it, what it is does not change. It is still called shadow work. Okay. Here are a few ways to begin with your journaling prompts. Okay. And when you write from honesty. You write what triggers you the most and why. You can write about what I am most afraid people will find out about me. That's probably the one that I would start first. Is what am I most afraid I'm sorry, afraid that people will find out about me. I probably would figure that out first because then what trigger me, what triggers me kind of comes into play. Um excuse me. And then when was the last time I lied to myself? Ooh, child. You shadow work is all up in your business, okay? They don't leave no room for nope. Shadow work is all clearing all of that out, bringing all of that out because you might not be able to see how holding on to that looks when you look in the mirror, but other people can see it. Other people who have the gift, they can see it, they can feel it. Um, don't censor yourself. Don't dress it up and try to make it pretty. Don't self explain it away. Why would you explain it to yourself? Like you're talking to yourself. So don't lie to yourself. Don't word it in a way that sugarcoats it to yourself. Be honest. Give it the raw, the real. Like, get all off in there because it makes you better as a person. Another way is with mirror work. Sit with your reflection, look in your own eyes, and say the words, I see you, I accept you, even the parts I don't like. I've had to do this as well. When I went through changes physically, I had to look at myself and say, well, I still love me. I still think being thick is, nice. That's nice. I like that. Don't nothing but a dog want a bone, right? You hear that a lot? Yeah. Say that to yourself, you know, embrace it. Let that be your affirmation, your mantra. I see you, I accept you, even the parts I don't like. Okay. A third way is by using tarot or oracle guidance. Pull cards, and as you are pulling the cards, let your question be, what shadow is ready to be revealed? And you let these cards mirror back what you've buried. So even if you don't know, you're just venturing into tarot, you're just learning how to do tarot. Even if you look at the picture on the deck, right? And you look at that picture, it's going to trigger a memory, a thought, a song. Something is going to get triggered. Write that down in your journal because that's going to help you see what shadow is ready to be revealed. Okay. And it has the book. You can read the book definition and then break it down to yourself in your journal. So you don't always, break it down in keywords so you can understand. That way you don't always have to bring the book out. It helps you build that muscle memory, and you then have a new way of finding out what you have buried that you need to address. Because sometimes we do lie to ourselves pretty good. We lie to ourselves to where we subconsciously forget we told a lie to ourselves. And this is a good way for that to show up and show you what you need to work on. Uh, the fourth way is safe expression. Screaming into a pillow, crying until the tears feel endless. Write letters you will never send. Okay? You will never send these letters. So be honest. Give your shadow space to breathe. And most importantly, approach your shadow with compassion because this isn't about punishment. This is about love. And those letters that you write that you're not going to send, feel free to burn them. Feel free to cut them up, shred them. You may have sat there and wrote a letter and you're sitting there and you're reflecting back and the tears are coming forward. Let the tears fall. Use the paper to catch your tears. And then once you ball it up and you throw it away, you know, that's taken care of. But let's move forward. I digress. Your shadow is not the end of you. It's the doorway back to you. So I invite you, turn on some music, set the mood, light a candle, open your journal, and dare to ask yourself one hard question you have been avoiding. Don't be afraid of the dark, because even there, your soul shines. This has been Soul Work with Alicia Dion. Thank you for opening your heart to the message. And remember, your shadow is not your enemy, it's your teacher.
Shout out to the mama chief. Yeah, you be quiet when Big Mama speak. What she gave us is a part of me. It flows through my arteries. Even on that journey, that love grows how the garden be. the first to teach us. When we sick, the first to heal us. Mama's boy, yeah, you know, her pride and joy. Soul food, yeah, you know, I'm an enjoy. Calm you down, just by the sound of her voice. There isn't another feeling inside. When they cheering you on at your game, and you feeling the pride. You and your siblings fighting, she gon' make you put them feelings aside. She can't lead you down the road, but she can give you the guide. Where you think I get that blissful look in my eyes? I need a side of ice cream with memoirs apple pie. You know for sure for Mama Chief, you know I'ma ride. Cause we all need our Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all love our Mama Chiefs. The greatness, the patience,
This that Nickelodeon, Mary Jane and opium. Fresh from the FedEx, yes, we got a load of them. Yeah, tear this shit down like depression. The moral of the story is you get the lesson. I'm colder than the weather in Nova Scotia. The flow is colder, turn down. You just like the lame dude. Get the shoulder, have these niggas swinging that Chris Rock when I pitch a boulder. My intentions was ill will.
you cry.
When I rap, get a pill feel. I can meditate and stay connected to the earth like a mill drill. They taught you to lie to your kids with Santa. I verse in the AI now and got the answer.